Oh, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 12th, 4:37 a.m. I just woke up from another dream simulation. This one, it was very, very similar to another one. And this is how I know the handlers who basically hacked um, my W band, my wireless body area network. They are right here in New York because everything about the dream screams New York violence and prison industrial complex, right? This is the second or third time that they use Bobby Schmurder's image in the dream, and he was the same person. And you know what? It was like they've been running this constant, repetitive thing, saying, "Oh, Chris don't realize he's about to go to prison. Oh, Chris about to go to prison. Chris about to go to prison." The first couple of times that they used Bobby Schmurder's image, we were in a cell. We were in a cell, and then for whatever reason, he keeps having shanks and trying to like either cut me or stab me. And then it's almost as if like it's not even like they try to make it so that he's like a expert or like he's like very precise. It's just like that every time they use him in these images, it's like I don't know if they're taking like I don't know if they're taking like his memories and placing them in a simulation with me as the victim. But it's always in this sense where like I always find myself like, Bobby, you don't gotta do this. And then and the crazy thing is like he's smiling, he's like smiling, and you know that Bobby smile, it's like he's smiling and whatnot, and then he's like, I gotta do it. And I'm like, what? So I'm just thinking to myself like, um, they keep trying to get me to like either be killed in a dream or I kill somebody in a dream. So usually what I always end up having to do is I always have to find a way to just kind of like stop the dream and just completely erase it, because in the simulations they're still tuning your emotional energy. They're tuning several aspects of your energy. And I got hold up. My heart chakra's out of sync because it was like at first it was like fear, but then there was almost like kind of like this switch where like I didn't want to be killed. So then I found myself like a switch went on in my like there was a switch, and then next thing you know, I found myself actually about to use the weapon on him. No, I think I did. It was like they made it so that he would like try to cut my wrist, but no blood was coming out. So then I somehow took the weapon from him, and then I felt myself piercing him, but no blood was coming out. Then I was like, wait, this dream is stupid. So it was like I just said, and the whole dream just wiped from my mind. And then I said, excavate all. I said something along the lines like excavate all all negative energy from my mind, and then I started to feel it go, like it just started to like dissipate. But now I'm stuck with the residual of like these low vibrational energies of like it wasn't even necessarily the fear of being killed. It was the fear that I actually almost killed somebody in a dream, and that's what they want. These people are, oh, he's up. But it's like these people, these are demonic people. I kid you not. These people are definitely, they are possessed by evil spirits. Lord, they really are possessed by evil spirits. They are feeding off of low vibrational energy. These people, and it's like they always use people that have these in New York, like they all. It's like first and foremost, they always use black people. That's one. Two, they always use somebody that's probably like hood or something. And then three, it's always something violent. And then four, it's always something where like I don't want to hurt you and I don't want you to hurt me, but they always want to create some type of violent scenario. They're always trying to create some violent scenario, and then a violent scenario always involves either me being in a prison or in some room or in somebody's house that I ain't never been in. They're always trying to get me into something that's like violent, and it's not in my nature to be a violent person. But I don't think I won't defend myself. It's the fact that like I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone. But I know that at some point I would have to. But I would feel extremely bad because I had to take someone's life because they was trying to take mine. So and right now the handler, I know they probably operating right over there at 1490 Boone Avenue. One of them floors probably 3N, because that was the apartment above mine, where a lot of the brain mapping was done. And if not there, it's probably operating from his mother's house, from his mother's apartment down the hallway. And I'm like, yo, I'm so sick of this. And it's like, it's all radio frequencies, and the FCC, all of these agencies, they know about this system. They know about the digital infrastructure that has all these different people secretly working through it and whatnot, but nobody's doing nothing. And then on top of that, it's illegal to have a radio frequency jammer, a signal jammer in New York City, because it could affect people from calling out in case of emergency and stuff like that. So it's like there are means and tools to be able to block and fight off some of this stuff, but it's like everything that we could use, they somehow made it illegal or suppressed the information or knowledge on how we could actually fight back. It's just like how, some would say if gun laws were different here in New York City, there probably wouldn't be as many shootings, because if most people can legally possess a firearm and have like a stand your ground law, I don't think it would be as many shootings, because everybody would have in the back of their mind, this person probably got a gun on them. You can't sleep on everybody, because now that guns would be like fully legal. Anybody would probably have like even just a little pistol on them. It would be hard to think you're just gonna run up on anybody and not expect them to have a gun. But yeah, it's kind of one of the, yeah. But yeah, they keep trying to lower my vibrations by putting me in these violent dream scenarios. But yeah, and just remember, they definitely can code up dream simulations from a computer somewhere, and then transmit it where it's converted from computer binary to radio frequencies, and then the radio frequencies then are picked up by your brain, and then it's converted into electrical impulses. So then now you're actually visualizing something that they coded up on a computer somewhere. yeah, as I continue to say it out loud, now I'm starting to feel everything settle. Because it's like I learned a long time ago, in order for you to take power back from evil spirits, or take power back from the devil, you have to call them out. You have to call them out and bring them forth into the light, because if you stay in the darkness and you try to handle it by yourself, it's going to consume you. So you have to call it out into the light so that the light can incinerate it. Now, I know earlier this morning when we were trying to go to sleep, like I think around like the moment I decided to go to sleep, like around like 11:10, 11:30, damn, they started like doing all this dragging and banging stuff on the floor and whatnot. But I sleep with at least like one earplug in, so when I lay down, I have the earplug that's out facing, if I'm laying on the side, the earplug will be on the one that would kind of like absorb some of the decibel of the loud noise campaigns they try to run, while the other ear I kind of have it tucked in the pillows. Like I can still hear it, but it's not as loud, so I'm not absorbing the full decibel impact of everything. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Bobby Shmurda should. Well, no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't snitch on them anyway, because they're using his likeness to simulate these things, and because it's crazy though. Because to me, I'm like, I wonder how many celebrities that they use the likeness of to create some of these dream simulations. But then the thought that came to mind, I was like, wait a minute. I wonder if Bobby himself is, maybe a part of this too. But I don't know. That's like the second or third dream that they basically used his likeness in a dream simulation. But one of the handlers saying that's a stupid ass nigga, But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know what they try to do to me again. It's almost like it's like they're trying to get me to, like, I guess, sin against myself. And I learned that a lot of these different attacks that they're using is all to basically, like, corrupt you, because we're in spiritual warfare. I mean, they're using technology. They're using technology to basically cast spells on your soul. That's literally what it is. They're using technology to cast spells on your soul. And because those of us who are spiritually in tune, we already know what time it is. We know that it's going to get a lot worse before it get better. And we haven't even seen, these spirits and Satan go full strength yet. But we know that the moment that he does, and we know what's about to happen after that, because there's nothing new under the sun. Every time it seems like evil is just going to completely take full control of the world, we know what happens. We know that there is a very high vibrational light force that is coming, and it's going to sweep through the entire world, and it's going to correct the imbalances in all of humanity. And we also know that millions of people are going to die, in that process. But we already know that God also has a few chosen people who are meant to survive this energy shift that's coming, because the earth has to be repopulated by people who are high vibrational, because it happened continuously and repetitively throughout the history of mankind. So everything is basically just going to be reset at some point. We just don't know when. Oh. It's like, why do they always want violence? It's like that's the most common thing for so many people. Everybody want to see something violent. Everybody want to be violent. You know, everyone want to see somebody get angry. Everyone want to see somebody getting picked on. It's the most strangest thing to me. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't have no interest in ever really wanting to lower somebody else's vibration, because that's not my MO. I don't pull people down. I lift them up. That's always been my MO since since for since I was a kid. I always pick people up. I never pull them down. I never encourage someone to do something that could really hurt themselves, you know. But they keep trying to lower me down. They keep trying to pull me down into their realm, you know. So that's why I was like, you know what, God, just continue to watch over us and just give us the strength to be able to overcome all things that the enemy throws at us, because we know we're in a warfare. It's not only psychological and technological, but this is very spiritual, because you got to remember how they helped develop this technology. They sought after the occults. They went to the occults. They learned about the spiritual energy and how you can manipulate a person's soul and their spiritual energy using technology. I'm telling you, it's occultism. But don't worry, they're going to get theirs, and it's going to come so fast that they won't even be able to react to it. And no amount of technology is going to be able to see what's coming. So I feel better now that I spoke about it. Yeah, I think everyone should definitely record their dream simulations and just make sure you just put it out there. Because now that we know that this technology is very real, but they're just trying to suppress it, and they got all these different agents and bots to try to, like, you know, tell people it's not real, you're delusional, No. There are several studies out there that's showing how you can take an fMRI, a EEG, and other brain-computer interfaces, take the electrical impulses in the brain, decode it or convert it from electrical impulses to radio frequencies, and then into computer binary code, so that you can basically visualize everything that's going on in a person's body. All this stuff is real. And whoever this nerve dude that just keeps tagging me and stuff, he needs to stop, because that's a form of harassment, even though he's going to say, no, it's not a form of harassment because it's the First Amendment. I have the right to say whatever I want. And I'm like, yeah, and I have the right to do a lot of things too, but I'm not choosing to do it either. That's how you know he's a low vibrational person, because he's actively he's actively trying to gaslight people. And I see the interviews that he does with T.I. That's not a real interview. He's basically gaslighting people. And I see his tactic. He has no interest in trying to understand what people are going through. He is meant to gaslight people. He is meant to actually bring you into his realm and get you frustrated. That's why I was saying, I thought about doing his little interview with him, but then I said, no, there's a trick to it. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to try to go back to sleep, because they've been messing with me most of the night. Even though I felt myself kind of waking up. Like, I always, like, I know when I'm basically being simulated, because I feel like I'm partially asleep or partially awake. So it's almost like I'm in a sleep-wake scenario. So it's like there's a particular brainwave that they are trying to balance out, and then that's when the dream simulation comes through. But yeah, yeah, you know, shame on all these agencies. And I can't understand. I'm like, is everyone in all these agencies and departments all a part of the secret service? Are there no good people out there anymore? That's why, like, when I think about how in the Bible it said God looked upon the earth and saw not one, saw not one, and I'm like, I'm trying to be the one. I'm trying to be the one. I'm like, Lord, do not forsake me. I'm trying to be the one. I am not moving like them. I'm not walking in the same groups as them. I am not a part of them. I realize I have been slowly pulling myself away from the world since I was about like 24 or 25. I've been pulling myself away from the world since then. And it's interesting because when they introduced I realized I definitely have been covertly harassed or basically sabotaged for many years before I even received the synthetic telepathy or actually able to hear their transmissions into my auditory cortex. They've been at this stuff for years. They've been manipulating or modulating my neurons for years. And the handler's like, this nigga has no idea. And I'm like, yeah, okay. At the end of the day, I just always say, watch God work, because there is a power shift coming. There is a shift coming, and it's coming from very vast places throughout the universe. It's coming, and there's nothing that this technology is going to be able to do to stop it. Everything is about to get shut down. Everything that they think is powerful is about to be powerless. Everything that they have built is about to turn to dust. Everything that they call themselves storing up and basically taking possession of is about to be stripped from them. Whatever was up is about to come down. Whatever was last is about to become first. I'm telling you. And I just got chills when I'm telling you, there's something coming. Yeah, there's definitely something coming. There's something coming, and I'm trying to make sure I'm at the right high vibration when it does happen, because I feel like if you're not at the right vibration when it comes, it's going to take you. Just like how in Egypt it said, I will come upon them like a thief in the night. And I think if you're not operating at a high vibration, that energy shift is just going to take you. It is going to take you, and then you just won't be here no more. I don't know what's going to happen to people's physical bodies. Maybe their physical body might just die right where they stand or something. I don't know if they're just going to disappear or something, but whatever spirits or souls that's operating in their flesh, that it's about to be taken. It's about to be just grabbed right out of them. So as always, peace be still. Just always remember, most dream simulations, you can control the simulation. You can control it, because your subconscious is a lot stronger than you think. Always remember, you can control what happens in your dreams. You don't always have to go the route that they're trying to tell you to do, because when you realize, once you realize you're in that dream, you got to remember, it's just like in Friday wrong movie, Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger. They've been messing with my memory so bad I could barely remember certain things anymore. Once you overcome the fear of what's happening in a dream, you can actually control the dream. So as always, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.